Not all water conditioners and water softeners are the same. If you think water conditioners are exactly the same as salt-based water softeners, I think you'll find this video a surprise. Water softeners remove the rock off the water droplet, while water conditioners change the structure, the salt-free conditioners change the structure of the mineral and keep it attached to that water droplet so that it reduces buildup within the plumbing of your home. But here's the thing that you need to understand as a customer. Salt-free conditioners sound like an amazing thing, right? Low maintenance, you don't have to lug heavy salt anywhere, but what you need to be able to determine is whether or not you're choosing the right system for your family, and are you getting the benefits that you're actually looking for. In this video, we're going to talk about what each system does for you and your family. So we have a water drop here, and I'm going to stand in front of "Why do I have dry, itchy skin?" This is a poster we have in our shop here, sort of talk about what happens with water. Water that has dissolved rocks and minerals is sort of like this little eyeball on my friendly neighborhood water drop, right? It's this rock as it gets attached to the water droplet. And so what ends up happening for many of us when we deal with hard water issues, which most of America has it. Yes, I don't care if you live in upper state, Maine, all the way down to, San Diego, California. Everyone deals with rock in their water. And number two, they deal with chlorine in their water. Chlorine is regulated and mandated by every city in the United States so that as it transports the water to your house, the chlorine doesn't allow bacteria to get on it. So we're going to talk about the differences today between a salt-based water softener and a salt-free water conditioner. I want you to notice I call them two different things. WQA, Water Quality Association of America, has now made it very clear that a company that is selling something that in order to improve the water quality of your home, that's designed to deal with the rock, and it's not salt-based, they have to call it a conditioner, meaning it's conditioning the water. Conversely, a water softener takes the rock out, so it makes it soft. Now just think about that for a second. The definition itself should be able to help direct you to the understanding of what's going on. The removal of the rock off the water is called ion exchange, and a water softener does that. And what basically happens is the rock pops off of it and a sodium ion attaches to it. Now I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, there's so much salt, I don't want to drink that, I'm on a low, I don't want salt in my diet. Well, relax for 1 second. Today's water softeners clean themselves so well compared to the ones in the 70s that left a ton of salt in the water that you don't have anything to worry about. There's less salt in a glass of water today than there is in a slice of white bread. Now, the salt-based systems take that out versus what water conditioners say is that it conditions the water so that that rock basically either breaks up in small little pieces or is stays attached to the water droplet. So as you can imagine, if this water droplet was running through the plumbing of the home, the plumbing itself wouldn't start to get smaller and smaller, right? So there's a huge advantage to that. It actually protects the plumbing, so there's not calcification on the plumbing, reducing the internal diameter of that plumbing pipe. Now, also water heaters. We run the water that's gone through a salt-free conditioner, and we think the water heater is going to last longer. Now, we haven't personally witnessed that. I've been up to A.O. Smith, which manufactures water heaters, and they own a salt-free conditioning company. So they say there is a slight improvement, but they do also acknowledge removing the rock out of the water is much more beneficial for the water heater than a salt-free conditioner. Now, I have them both here for you, so you can see what they're like. So I've had a lot of videos emails and texts from a lot of you, and people want to get a much more clearer understanding of the difference. And I promise you, if you stay tuned, pay attention, you're going to learn and love this video. By the way, if you like this video and you know someone, you love someone, by the way, do you know know 3 people that you love and care for that could benefit from healthier water? If you do, please share this with them, because we'd love to be able to have them learn about it as well. Because again, what we're all trying to do when people are researching this is to improve the water quality for your home. And most of the time, you have white film on your dishes, or you got dry, itchy skin, maybe someone with long hair. That's not me, but someone with long hair, it's getting brittle and it's frayed at the ends, and so they have to keep trimming it off. Maybe that's some of the benefits that you're looking for. Maybe the dishwasher's got white film everywhere, or the shower stall looks all crappy. Yes, that's from the rock that's attached to the water droplet. Now, in the world of water advertisement, I should say, and in the world of water filtration, you have 2 different opinions. You have salt-free conditioning, which almost every online company wants to sell you. I'm going to say that again. Every online chuck in the truck that basically threw up a garage door or a small little warehouse that did a lot of really amazing, beautiful marketing and advertising, and they got a lot of people, whether they're real or not, to say amazing reviews about the system. I want to show you what it looks like, because here's what happened to our company. By the way, those companies say, salt-based water softener companies, they will tell you that it's terrible and it's so bad, and they're going to say, oh, you don't want that salt-free conditioner because they want to sell you salt. Well, come on, let's be realistic. Do you know how heavy salt is? They come in 40-pound bags. I don't want to make my staff go there. I don't want to load it on a truck. I don't want to pay for the gas. I don't want the workers' comp insurance woes that go with it. And it's not that much money. In fact, salt delivery for us is a loser. It's like we lose money, just not a little bit of money, but we lose it on that. It's more of a service for our clients than it is anything else. It's not about selling you salt. Nobody really wants to sell you salt. Anyone who says that is being silly, because it's absolutely not true. And not to mention, at our company, we're so big. We have so many companies that want to sell to us that we've been gifted these products. Try them. They're like, Andrew, please try it. And so we've tried them. In fact, we've sold them. When they first came out, I sold them. They're made out of Next Media. And guess what happened? Because, of course, we didn't want to deliver salt, so I thought, oh, my God, this thing's great. Right? What is it? There's no control valve. There's no electronics. I mean, this sounds like a great deal. And then you read the technical brochures and it says, oh, it's changing the characteristic of the calcium and magnesium so that it breaks it apart and keeps it attracted to the water. I thought, okay. I mean, these guys look like they did their homework. I read about it. It's all the research is out in Germany, and it's written so well that you almost need a college education just to read the paperwork, which I have. But the thing is like, even in reading it, nothing actually proved to me, nothing said to me, here's the health benefits, here's the shower benefits. Nobody said that. If you look at all the work, it says, oh, there's these benefits, but no one literally, these companies are very coy. They don't say that your hair will come out better. It's not possible, because the rock binds to the hair follicle. Now, it depends on what camp you're looking for. If you're looking to protect the investment in your plumbing, then this is a great product. I don't know if I'd say great, but good product. If you're looking to have the benefits of no film on your dishes, your laundry looks better, it feels better, your hair's better, your skin's better, if you're looking for the health benefits that's involved, then a salt-based system is going to work much better. Now, buyer beware on salt-free conditioners. Like I said, we sold them, and I had to go return them, and then I had to go put a salt-based unit. Here's a salt-based unit. It has a salt tank. It has a water softener, a control valve. There's a tube that goes from here into the salt tank, so it's drawing salty water out, dosing this filter material with sodium and water, and then it does that ion exchange as that water droplet passes through here, and the rock pops off, attaches to the resin bead, and then the water travels up through that distributor into your house. It's a very simple process. Very simple process. And when it needs to clean itself, it draws the salt in, doses the salt, so that the rock pops off and it goes down the drain. It flushes it down the drain. So that's the removal. That's when we get rid of using a salt-based water softener. We're taking the rock out. Now here, let's take a look at a salt-free system. Now you can see I have a lot of them. Ask yourself, why do I have a lot of them? Because a lot of people buy them. They call us. We come out to someone's house. I'll have a staff member that forgets to tell people that we sell salt-free conditioners as well, because that's the education we need to spend on someone. But we'll talk with someone about a system like this. The very first thing that consumer does goes to Google, right? Grabs their phone. They start researching it. And the very first bunch of articles that they're going to see are advertisements, and they all are salt-free conditioners. And all of those companies say, the water softener company that sells this doesn't want you to know about that. And that's not true, because we have them. And then we've had to take them out because people put them in, and within a month or two, it doesn't achieve what they're looking to do if they're looking for those health benefits. And even if you're looking to keep the plumbing from building up with minerals on the inside, I'm going to show you something today that's actually going to show you how the system doesn't quite work right. Like, it wasn't until I decided to do this video that I tore one apart so you guys could see it. I wanted you to see the material inside the tank. So what you can see here is this is one tank that was not taken apart. And what happens with this, and you can see this is the plumbing we're talking about, where you have the water come in and the water go out. And the way that this works is it first runs the water through carbon. That's to take the chlorine out. So it's removing the chlorine off the water. I think that's great, right? I think that's very important. Notice there's no control valve on it. Doesn't need electric, right? So it doesn't get a chance to clean that carbon filter material. That's why they give you such a short life on it. And by the way, their estimate is never accurate. I mean, when you are using carbon to dechlorinate water, it's like, I don't know, a cube of carbon might last you 30,000 gallons, 40,000 gallons at most, unless it gets its chance to clean itself. If you notice here, there's this room above the filter material, so when it goes to clean itself, the water runs in reverse, and it lifts that filter material up, and it shakes it loose. So everything that it grabbed onto got washed down the drain. If you think about it, if this thing's going to do something, and the bottom half is carbon, so it's designed to bite at the water, where does it go? Does it magically disappear? I mean, that's the argument I've always had with these guys. It's like, you can't just do this because it doesn't magically disappear. Chlorides build up on that carbon. It binds to it. It's like teeth, right? So now what? No, you got to rinse that. You got to shake it up, and you got to get a lot of the stuff that it captures, which, by the way, it's not just chlorine. There's little particles that the city is in all the plumbing pipes. Have you ever seen a crosscut of a plumbing pipe from the city? It's garbage. There's junk on the inside. It's disgusting. And so that all builds up inside of here. So in the first month or two, sometimes goes up to a year, your water quality you don't smell any chlorine, and it feels a little bit different because you actually had the carbon in there. So that water goes through that carbon. By the way, this is a good example of it. You can see we have carbon, and then this is a true water softener with resin next to it. But that black carbon is absorbing that chlorine out of that water, pulling the particles out of that water, and then it runs it up to here. Now, inside of here, I took one apart, so I hope what we can do is come over here and take a look at it, because you can see in my hands, this is the next media. Now, look at that. First of all, take a look inside there. Can you see that there's just a cavity here? The filter material is not loose. Why is that, you wonder? What it's doing is it's channeling. The water goes up through that distributor. You got to remember it's reversed. So it's going up through the distributor, and then it's flowing down through the filter material. The problem is, in this design, it's actually what's called channeling. So it's pushing the filter material out to the outside of this canister, and then it's just flowing right down the middle, and it's not even touching it. So it's not even able to perform the task it says it's going to do, which is change this calcium and magnesium and make it so that it stays attached to the water droplet. In that example, there's no way for it to even do that because it's now called channeled. Very simple process. But if you look at that, look at how much little material is in there. It's only about up to there. And that's supposed to last you thousands and thousands of gallons? It doesn't. I mean, there's nothing to this. I mean, look at the costs that they put into this. This is the inside, right? Well, you got $30 worth of parts there. You have a tank that's worth maybe $50, and you're spending $2,000 on, not the carbon, mind you. Carbon is relatively inexpensive. It's this next media that's only that much. So you've got $1,000 you're paying for that next media. And by the way, even when we buy it and we build a system, it's very expensive. It's certainly not $1,000. It's going to cost us about $400. But to me, it's basically advertising money. Money I would have sent to Next Media so that they could, quote unquote, put together the research papers with scientists and people who say that this thing's great, and yet never put it into true operations for a person's home. For a person's home. Now, granted, there are the cases that it works, but they just don't have them. They have all these Google reviews. I don't know, did they hire people from China to fill out all these things and say their name was Tom Smith and they think it's the best thing in the world? Because literally you can see, I mean, this is just, we throw them away. I mean, I have tons of these and we throw them away because, again, in our marketplaces, people buy them and they don't work. And so then we have to shift them to something like this. Something that's going to be able to have resin in it. And what we prefer is when we do some of our systems, we'll build them so that there's carbon inside. So first the water flows through the carbon, then through the resin. So we first take the chlorine out and then the rock out of the water. And so that salt-based system ends up doing a little bit much better job in regards to the benefits I just highlighted. Again, let's make sure we go through them. If you're looking to eliminate the white film off the dishes, your dishwasher, you want your clothes to come out softer so you don't have to buy Snuggle or use a full cup of Tide. You want your shower stall to be cleaner. You want your forks and knives to be cleaner. You want to be able to have no white film on your dishes. Maybe you don't want the gray ring that's happening inside your toilet. Those are all good reasons to get a salt-based conditioner. By the way, the health benefits, the softer hair, softer skin, those are going to be gigantic with a salt-based conditioner, a salt-based water softener. Long day here today, gang, long day. Now, going to the salt-free conditioner, here's the only places it makes sense, right? If you're looking to prevent the scaling inside your plumbing, okay, other than galvanized, buyer beware, it still doesn't stop galvanized. Galvanized plumbing is that old plumbing that was used before the 1950s, and it's like you have to screw the plumbing together, right? That galvanized plumbing is like a sponge to minerals, and no matter what, it still gets attached to it. But if you're looking to prevent the scaling of copper pipes, of PVC pipes, plastic pipes, then yes, it will help prevent that scale. If you want to slightly improve the longevity of your water heater, then maybe that's going to work. Also, maybe you're going to be in a situation where there is no drain for this water softener. Maybe you have only a really tight little spot, like in this corner of a closet. Well, yeah, that's where we do this. And what we do is we explain to our clients that, listen, in a perfect world, we'd do this, but it takes up a lot more room. The next best choice, salt-free. And what this does mean is this material, just so you do know, it dissolves over time. So in about 3 years, we literally have to come back out at a tune of $500 to $700 to put new filter material in it, because over time, it just sort of dissolves. And so some of the benefits people do feel that they get are gone, because there are sometimes that they get a little bit more lather when they go to wash their hands. They feel a little bit better. The easiest way to know for sure is when you do have this installed, put a 3-valve bypass around it. What that means is that there would be a center valve that you could open and shut the 2 valves going in and out of this unit. And that way you could run raw water to your house and then go do a test. Shut that, open these, and then see what the water feels like and is like for the next couple days. Everything to me is about you trying it, right? It's your personal experience, it's your money, it's your investment. So if you're looking to get healthier water, to remove all those the calcium out of the water, salt-based is a clear, hands-down, only way to go. We have other videos that can go through the advantages of better quality ones. You can see there's old antique ones we have in the back. There's a lot of new technology, so don't let some online company tell you that there's tons of salt left behind. We have now what's called zero chloride discharge water softeners. So there's some amazing stuff that's out there. It's not cheap, but it does do an amazing job for your house to remove the rock. If you, again, have a small space, or maybe you're just so against sodium, by the way, that can use potassium chloride if you want to substitute it versus salt. But if you really are against it, then this is what a salt-free conditioner does do. Again, what I'm trying to do is just give you all the education so you can be an educated customer. We do either or, whichever one you really want. We just don't want to walk away and have a bad review, or I don't want to get a phone call from you to say, Andrew, this thing sucks, which I did get when we sold those like 10, 15 years ago. So as long as you are well educated, that's all that we look for. As you know, you can get a hold of us at angelwater.com. You can also call us at 847-382-7800. And as you know, my name is Drew, and I'm here to serve you.